If you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then stick around because you're about to discover 10 incredible facts about Spider-Man Homecoming. First of all, I'd like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create your own website and grow your business. Tom Holland was one of 7,500 teenagers that auditioned for the role of Spider-Man, and he got the role because of his acting ability, but the filmmakers were even happier to find out that Holland had gymnastics training and dance experience. To help Tom Holland get into character, director Jon Watts instructed Holland to go undercover as a student at the Bronx High School of Science. Holland reportedly blended into the crowd by putting on an accent and going by a different name, and nobody ever discovered who he really was. Aside from all the action scenes, Spider-Man Homecoming is a coming-of-age comedy, so Jon Watts had the young actors watch a marathon of several John Hughes movies to help them prepare for their roles, which included classics like The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Pretty in Pink. Donald Glover's role as Aaron Davis makes two subtle connections to characters from the comics that have yet to appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the comics, Aaron Davis is the alter ego of the burglar called the Prowler, which is why Davis was interested in the grab climbers during the weapons deal, and the nephew Davis mentions he wants to protect is Miles Morales, who will become the second Ultimate Spider-Man after Peter Parker's death. And the license plate on Davis's car, UCS M01, stands for Universal Comics Spider-Man No. 1, where Morales makes his first appearance. There are more coded messages found on two other license plates that relate to Spider-Man's comic book history. Aunt May's license plate reads AMF 1562, which is a reference to Spider-Man's first comic book appearance in Amazing Fantasy No. 15, published in 1962. The second coded message can be seen on the ferry, where a license plate reads SM20563, which is when the Vulture and the Tinkerer both made their debut in Amazing Spider-Man No. 2 in May 1963. On Principal Morita's desk is a picture of the Howling Commandos from Captain America: The First Avenger, and one of them looks just like the Principal. The two characters were played by the same actor, but in the story, the Principal is the grandson of Jim Morita, who is one of the Howling Commandos. J.K. Simmons expressed interest in returning to the role of J. Jonah Jameson that he played in the Sam Raimi trilogy, but his chance to return was ruined after he was cast as Commissioner Gordon in DC's The Justice League. Nick Fury was originally going to be Peter's mentor in the film, with Samuel L. Jackson reprising his role, but the filmmakers went with Tony Stark instead, since he was the one who recruited the young hero for Civil War, and Stark's troubled history with his father made his relationship to Parker as a surrogate father much more interesting to watch. The collection of books you can spot Michelle reading throughout the movie actually tie in with the plot of Spider-Man Homecoming. In the gym scene, she's reading Of Human Bondage, which is about an orphan boy who lives with his aunt. On the bus ride to the academic decathlon, you can see her reading Vladimir Nabokov's Invitation to a Beheading, about a man awaiting his execution in prison with only a spider to keep him company. And during the Washington Monument scene, Michelle is wearing a Sylvia Plath t-shirt, who wrote a famous poem called Spider. There's a hidden connection between Spider-Man and Iron Man's computer assistant voices. Spider-Man's computer assistant Karen was voiced by Jennifer Connelly, who happens to be married to Paul Bettany, who was the voice of Iron Man's computer assistant J.A.R.V.I.S, and then eventually became Vision. Since you're a loyal fan for making it this far in the video, I have some bonus facts for you, but first I'd like to thank Squarespace again for supporting this video. If you've ever wanted an easy way to create your own website, whether for personal use or for your business, Squarespace has dozens of modern templates that can be customized to suit your needs and are created with mobile devices in mind. If you're like me and want to try something out before you commit to it, Squarespace lets you change your website template in case you ever decide to try out a different look. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/funfactfilms to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Unless you're a longtime Spider-Man fan, you probably didn't know that the theme song from the 1960s Spider-Man cartoon was playing during the Marvel logo reel. The first scene Tom Holland filmed was the intense car ride with Michael Keaton, and Holland said he didn't have to act too much because Keaton's performance was so convincing. As you could probably imagine, the crew wasn't allowed to film at the real Washington Monument, so they built really large chunks of it for filming instead. Despite all of Tom Holland's athletic ability, he didn't do all of his own stunts. For example, during the neighborhood chase scene, a stunt double was used to crash through the shed, and then Tom Holland was waiting inside to run out and smash through the fence. Make sure to check out my video about Avengers Infinity War by clicking the video you see on the screen, so you can discover more fun facts about your favorite films.